Viewers, I'll begin with a very plain reading of the facts tonight. No editorializing. The BJP MP Nishikant Dubey has initiated a formal process seeking to disqualify Congress MP Rahul Gandhi from the Lok Sabha. Nishikant Dubey's move came amid acrimonious exchanges between Rahul Gandhi and the BJP MPs over several controversial issues, including the alleged circulation of former Army Chief General Naravane's unpublished book. Yesterday, the Congress MP, who is also the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, took aim directly at Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri as he made allegations against the former diplomat over the Epstein files disclosures. This has irked the BJP no end and has led Congress MP Nishikant Dubey to allege that Rahul Gandhi seems to be connected to foreign powers. Foreign powers, viewers. In other words, Rahul Gandhi is indulging in sedition. This is what Nishikant Dubey has said. Let me quote him. The genesis of such recalcitrant attitude of Shri Rahul Gandhi is his being an active conduit of the Soros Foundation, which is notorious worldwide in destabilizing various countries for the benefit of their client states. Shri Rahul Gandhi, in his speech on 11th February 2026, has referred to various Indian corporates and painted a distorted picture with an attempt to depict that our banking system has collapsed due to their connivance with big business houses. All these attempts of Rahul Gandhi are nothing else but an attempt to destabilize our country from within by way of masquerading in the coveted position of leader of opposition, unquote. Now, to buttress the point that the Congress is working at Rahul's behest to undermine democracy from within, the NDA has also released two videos, and you can see them on your screens. One, it claims, is visual confirmation that there was a bid to ambush Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the Lok Sabha to prevent him from addressing the House and responding to the President's speech. And viewers, in the second video that has been released is from the Speaker's chamber, the Lok Sabha Speaker's chamber, where, viewers, you can see that Priyanka Gandhi, Venugopal, who is a very important figure, are also present. And this video, viewers, the BJP says, proves that the opposition wanted to ambush the Speaker, browbeat him, intimidate him, all at the behest of Rahul Gandhi. The two sides are now at each other's throats. Listen in.
प्रियंका गांधी और वेणुगोपाल भी वहां मौजूद थे, लेकिन उन्होंने तो नहीं कहा, प्रियंका गांधी और वेणुगोपाल ने नहीं कहा, वो जो गाली गलौज करने वाले दूसरे एमपी लोग थे। तो अब ज़्यादा बोलेंगे तो पूरा तस्वीर सामने में आएंगे, वीडियो आएंगे, तो वो क्या जवाब देंगे। इसलिए अपना गलती मान लेना चाहिए। स्पीकर से न्याय मिलता है, वो चेयर होते हैं, और स्पीकर को ही गाली देंगे तो न्याय कौन देंगे।
अब्यूज नहीं किया। कुछ एक दो एमपी थे जिनको जो थोड़े ज़्यादा नाराज़ थे, तो उन्होंने वो एक्सप्रेस किया, अपनी नाराज़गी एक्सप्रेस की, और मैंने ये भी देखा है कि मैं पीछे से इनकरेज कर रही थी, बिल्कुल झूठे में चुपचाप बैठी थी, और अंत में मैंने एक दो चीज़ें बोली शांति से स्पीकर साहब को।
The Congress is not shaken by the attempt to ban Rahul. K.C. Venugopal, Member of Parliament, and someone in charge of the Congress organization has come out and said, last time I accepted Rahul Gandhi's membership, but the people elected him by a bigger margin than Modi. We don't care about any notice. If you want, hang me, unquote. The Congress party's defiance stems from perhaps the fact that a previous attempt to extern Rahul Gandhi from parliament and strip him of his Lok Sabha membership has already failed. What's the guarantee then that this new attempt to paint Rahul Gandhi as a traitor will be also similarly struck down? by courts, if not the Speaker first, viewers. That is, of course, if the Speaker acts in a bipartisan manner. Viewers, this apprehension is not just being raised. And look, no other channel is going to ask these direct questions tonight, viewers. Most of the other channels will take a very, very oblique view of Rahul Gandhi. But we believe, viewers, that criticism must also be deserved. One shouldn't just be critical for the sake of being critical because we have some agenda to peddle. This is CNN News 18. We don't have an agenda, viewers. We go by facts on this show, the hard facts alone. Now, viewers, why is there an apprehension that this won't amount to anything? Because what is a substantive motion? Substantive motion differs from a privilege motion. Substantive motion is brought to extern somebody from the House, and the onus on proving the case lies with the proposer. In this case, the BJP MP Nishikant Dubey. Now, tell me something, viewers, and these are some questions that I'm asking which are going to be posed to the various panelists for a debate tonight. If Rahul Gandhi has committed, according to the BJP MP, sedition, why isn't this matter being taken to the police? It's a very simple question. Why no FIR is being filed? There are two people who are languishing in jail, and Dr. Ranganathan might also remember their names. One that have made attempts to sever India allegedly, and they've been in jail for now 4 or 5 years. This is a very serious charge, viewers. It's not the first one that has been brought against Rahul Gandhi or the Gandhi family. Look at what's happening with Mr. Vadra. For 11 or 12 years, the sword of Damocles is hanging over his head. He's being accused of all sorts of corruption, but nothing moves. Innuendo, viewers, is being passed off as fact. And then you have the Herald House, where a charge sheet has only now been filed about 8-9 months ago. Where's that court case gone, viewers? Nowhere really. The ED is out there frothing. Now you have Mr. Dubey. You also have, by the way, viewers, Minister Hardeep Singh Puri, who is being accused of having equations with Mr. Epstein. He's giving interviews, but not speaking in Parliament under oath to clear his name. That I find rather strange too. So there are a lot of these issues, viewers, and therefore I'm posing the question, is this motion substantive or is it a stunt? And let me first begin tonight with Dr. Ranganathan. Dr. Ranganathan, I don't know what your take on this is. I'm not saying that Rahul Gandhi doesn't deserve blame for disrupting the House and so on and so forth. We've seen that in his juvenile, and he is being pulled up not just by journalists, but also there are murmurs now amongst allies. You have heard the JMM chief's interview, Mr. Soren, who has come out and said that he doesn't agree with Rahul's tactics, specifically going abroad and speaking ill of India and so on and so forth. There are others. But that doesn't mean that the Treasury benches have a substantive intervention to make here.
Good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. You've had that excellent primer where you explained various things and anomalies as far as BJP wanting justice to be meted out to the wrongdoers, principally Congress. Well, let me just explain one thing, because you mentioned that. You mentioned Robert Vadra. The Haryana government under the BJP, in an affidavit submitted to the Punjab and Haryana High Court in April 2023, stated that no regulations or rules were violated in the 2012 land transaction between Robert Vadra's firm, Skylight Hospitality, and DLF. So it is not the fact that the cases are in court, which has traditionally been perhaps justifiably so, BJP's defense that once the case is in court, we can't do anything about it. Fair enough. because the delays are because of the court. But here the Haryana government itself is giving quote unquote clean chit. How would you explain that? And I would want my very dear friend Shazia to explain that. But be that as it may, that is away from the point of contention out here. The point is, yes, are the rules to be applied across the board? Are the rules to be applied objectively without any fear of favor? Yes, they should. But have they ever been? The answer is no. Because the fact of the matter is, if you are going to throw out one member of a political party out of the house, you would immediately have another member who's actually done the same intransigence. Perhaps not immediately, but at some point of time. And he or she was spared. So, A, you are absolutely right. The rules are there to be broken. And B, they are not followed objectively. Now, let me come to this exact point out here. More than Rahul disrupting the house and cases being filed there, personally, after the little bit of reading that I've done, I speak as a layman. The one rule that Rahul has violated is the violation of the Official Secrets Act, is the violation of the Army Act, is the violation of the CSS scheme that applies to General Naravane. Now, when he is repeating something that is right now being vetted by the Defense Ministry, it is breaking the law. That is what a layman is saying. Now, if there is a lawyer on your panel or about to come, then maybe he or she can clarify that. But that is something where you can go after him legally. Trying to go after somebody who's disrupted a house or is saying his utterances, then you have to apply it across the board. And there you would empty out the parliament.
Well, that's what I was saying, viewers. If you believe that the person is guilty of sedition, file an FIR. Yep. Walk the talk. That's the same thing we say, viewers, usually to also opposition leaders. If they feel grave misconduct is being committed and some of those charges that have been made against Prime Minister Modi, this, that, the other, go to the courts, they're there, especially the EC. So, Shazia Almi, I have to ask you this. What exactly is going on here? And explain to us, why do you believe that this motion is substantive and not a stunt tonight?
So, I wish you could cut out the sarcasm and I would answer all your questions as they have happened and as things are transpiring. Because I do not know why an FIR has not been made. But Rahul Gandhi has repeatedly misused parliamentary privilege. And that is precisely why the issue has escalated beyond normal politics into this whole thing of parliamentary impropriety. That is first thing. Now, substantive motion is not a political vendetta, but it is Parliament's strongest corrective tool against conduct that undermines constitutional authority, which is what he did. So whether it's constitutional authority or national security or, dignity of the House, so to speak, or the chair. So obviously there are repeated actions and they meet that threshold, which is why the substantive motion has been brought in. So it remains a strong corrective tool and it is being used effectively. And that's why Nishikant Dubey has gone ahead with it. Why an FIR has not been made, we'll see when it comes to that. But right now, because it's happened in the parliament, because the parliamentary privilege that Rahul Gandhi has repeatedly misused is why this is happening. We have known that he has disrupted proceedings and ignored the chair's directions and, whatever has been told. And he's made a real circus out of the parliament, and it's brought his own office down besides the dignity of the House and the chair. So there are rules and we are following the rules. We have never overreacted, but this is something that is substantive enough that deserves a substantive motion, so to speak. And I think this is where we begin.
If you allow me, you said that this was about undermining constitutional positions, speaker, yes, this, that, the other. But Mr. Dubey, in his motion, has said the genesis of such a recalcitrant attitude of Sri Rahul Gandhi is his being an active conduit of Soros Foundation, which is notorious worldwide in destabilizing various countries for the benefit of their client states, unquote. This is the kind of accusation that has been made against several people like Khalid and imam and so on and so forth, for which they are languishing in jail. Now,
Correct.
I want to ask you for a moment, if supposing the speaker accepts this particular motion and a committee is set up, can the committee sentence Rahul Gandhi to jail?
I don't think that is part of the tool and the rules, because I have tried to study it.
So
I
it's
don't think
okay
that
for
is there.
somebody.
But I want to say.
No, one second. I have to ask you the follow-up question.
No,
Are you
because I
saying?
don't know the answer
Are
to
you
that.
saying? No. Why don't you know the answer?
I tell you what I'm saying. Listen to me. So there is a certain recklessness, and which is why Nishikant Dubey has said when it comes to matters of national security, and it's happened before, whether it's border issues.
No, that's fine.
issues with
Miss
China,
Ilmi,
whether
Miss
it's
Ilmi, I have to
defense,
ask you a question
what do you call
tonight.
preparedness,
There is a case
or
that
it's,
can be made
foreign
out.
policy
Okay,
matters.
one
He's
second,
done
madam,
it.
please allow
So
me.
we're using the tool that is
I am
best
only being
suited.
objective. Allow me to be objective. So let me ask you this. There is certainly a case to be made out against the Official Secrets under the Official Secrets Act. I'm not saying
Correct.
it because Penguin, there is an FIR being filed against Penguin. Now, if you have filed an FIR against a publishing house and Rahul Gandhi is accused of exactly the same charge, then why isn't an FIR being filed against Rahul Gandhi? This is the question I want to
No, what
understand.
you're saying is very logical, and the fact of the matter is that he has sought it and he's gotten the copy illegally,
Yeah.
because obviously the publishers deny it. That goes without saying.
That goes without saying. Then what are we doing about it?
Misuse.
Tomorrow
There is
I'll also
something
get
called
up and say,
parliamentary
well,
privilege.
I also enjoy.
He has misused the parliamentary privilege, and which is why he has been.
It's not just about
reckless
parliamentary
and
privilege.
Completely, I think
He
not
has
just
broken
idiotic in
the
way
he has
he
broken the
spoken.
law, ma'am.
He has taken advantage. He has
No, what do you
taken
taken? He's
advantage
broken
of being
it.
a parliamentarian.
If
and
you
there is
if
anyway
you
such
can say
hullabaloo
that Penguin
about
has
him
broken
not
the
being
law.
allowed to speak.
Okay. Look, viewers, there are no two laws. You can't say, show me the person, I'll show you the rule. The fact is, if Penguin is being booked, an FIR is being brought, accused of violating the Official Secrets Act, then surely that same logic applies to Rahul Gandhi. Dr. Ranganathan, am I wrong, or am I speaking from a different planet altogether?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong, and you're not speaking from another planet. But let me just say this. There used to be two laws. Hard as though it is to believe, but the fact is when Mr. Shibu Soren confessed and three other MPs of taking 50 lakh bribe to help save the Congress government in its no confidence motion, the matter was so open and shut that a court adjudicated that tax must be paid on the bribe. Can you imagine? The fight was regarding that. But then the matter went to Supreme Court. Supreme Court said under Article 105, the MPs had a privilege because they were not bound by the other Indian law because it happened in Parliament. They could take or give bribe. But that was overturned in 2020 by the Supreme Court itself. So now there is one law. If you violate a law that is an Indian law and you could do it in the Parliament itself, there is only one law and you'll be charged for it.
That's
so
right.
right now it is befuddling why there are two laws, one FIR against the publisher for violating the law, and there is no FIR against Rahul Gandhi for doing the same thing.
Well, that's what I find rather strange. But let me bring in Mr. Sanjay Jha. Mr. Jha, look, I have asked some direct questions on the BJP, and I'm going to ask you one too. Is it Rahul Gandhi's case that he is privileged enough, now I'm using this word as a pun, to bring out stuff that hasn't been vetted and so on and so forth, which hasn't gone through due process, to tar someone's reputation, make allegations against the BJP government and so on and so forth, suggest that Mr. Modi is surrendered? Is that right? Or is he abusing his parliamentary privilege?
Rahul, good evening, and it's good to be on your program again after a long time. A couple of quick points, and I'll try and be as succinct as possible. I find it very ironical, almost a paradox, that, we have to quote Nishikant Dubey, because this is the same man. This is the same man who actually accused the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India of trying to incite civil wars in the country. He's the same man who said Supreme Court is responsible for religious wars in this country. which is 25 or 20,000 times more intense and grave than whatever Rahul Gandhi said in Parliament.
How?
My point number two.
why is it
Rahul, I
grave?
like a
That's
civilized
not a
debate.
No, hang on,
There's
Mr.
an
Ilmi, no one,
intervention. I'm happy
no
to
one
leave the
intervenes.
show.
So I'll bring you back. No problems. No one's running away from anything. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, don't try and disrupt somebody's flow of thought, Shazia. Let's have a respectful debate. If you want me to interrupt you,
Sure.
trust me, I know how I
Okay.
can do it.
She's got the point.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. My second point, Rahul Gandhi on the issue of General Naravane. The fundamental question, Rahul, and I once again will repeat, and I am not saying it, fictitiously. You're somebody who has a deeper, incisive knowledge of national security and foreign policy. The fundamental issue is that the government of Mr. Modi has taken over 2 years to approve a book of a general when they accuse the world that the opposition is not respecting the defense services. I think they're insulting a general and a chief of army staff of the past. Why hasn't that book got the necessary approval? A question that needs to be answered. Point number 3. By the way, incidentally, 30 other books of defense personnel have been approved, but this book has been stopped. Point number 3, Rahul Gandhi, and I can tell you because one of my books has been published by Penguin Random House as well. And your book has been published, so you know the process. Rahul Gandhi has a printed hard copy, by the way, of the book. And I can tell you for a fact, if you go to the old tweets of the general himself, the decorated soldier of India, and huge respect for him, he actually said signed copies will be available on Amazon and on other websites, which means the books would probably have been available. The issue here is that, in fact, one of your rival channels has even gone to the extent of pointing out, I'm not going to quote them because I don't think it's ethical, they have gone and said that the books were delivered in retail stores and were pushed back. So the publisher has probably something to explain out of fear in all probability. But anyway, that's for the government to the publisher to come.
So hang on. See, the problem is that all of this came up 2 years ago.
That's right.
You see, it's nothing new. Print had done an article before Caravan and so on and so forth. This has been there. And we had the same issue. And people then came out and also said that the book had not been cleared. And that's how we know that it was not cleared. Despite having this use, you never answered the question I asked you. Can Rahul Gandhi pick up something that hasn't been cleared, sir, which is well established, which is not in print, and use it to make allegations? That's the fundamental question. Is that not a violation of a couple of 3 laws? Copyright, OSA, and one more.
Well, I think Rahul answered that brilliantly. And I'll tell you why. Rahul, in his hand, had the printed copy of the hard book, which was going to be given to Mr. Modi when Mr. Modi refused to come to the Lok Sabha, because that book would have been in Mr. Modi's hands. Here is the critical point, Rahul. Let me just wrap up here and then we can carry on with the discussion. I find, and I can tell you we are all mature people, the BJP's allegation that women MPs were trying to attack
that's
the
all
Prime
a separate
Minister.
matter, sir. That's a separate matter.
No, it's related to that. It's related to that. And they will try, somebody even went to the extent of one of the NDA partners that the women would have bitten the Prime Minister. It tells you that India's public discourse under this government is at an abysmal depth. That's why we are having these conversations. As a leader of the opposition, if Rahul Gandhi is questioning the government, that's a good democracy. Respond to him.
Yeah, but it can't
him.
be on the back of innuendo and
it's in the
slander.
book. The general and the publisher have not denied the content.
Author himself has come out and said that my book, for all practical purposes, is not in the public domain, hasn't been published. He's agreed.
The content that Rahul
that
Gandhi
doesn't
put
matter,
in the
sir. It
public
hasn't been
domain.
vetted. There
That's
is a
the important
procedure.
part,
Books
sir.
from national security, army, etc. are vetted by the MOD. This did not happen. Now, why it didn't happen is the question that is being looked at. That's going to be investigated.
Army has approved the book, Rahul.
No, I don't
Army
think
has
so.
approved the book.
I don't think so, because
MOD is
from
not.
what we have heard, yes, the MOD hasn't. Precisely, the MOD has to look at it. The final signatures come from there. So that hasn't happened. That we can get into why and whether it should be or not, and that's a different debate about free speech and so on and so forth. But very quickly, 1 second, let me just bring in Dr. Raman. Dr. Raman, look, here we now are at a point where both sides are resorting to stunts in this war on one-upmanship. But have we crossed a line now where we can't come back?
I don't think so, Rahul. First of all, I think the key part that we need to keep in mind is that the general has not said that that statement is false or whatever Rahul Gandhi quoted from the Caravan article. Basically, it was an article which also came. Now, let's be very clear. This is not about something, the book may be unpublished, but the excerpts are already out in print. As you said, the print carried something about it, Caravan carried something about it. And if you say that tomorrow something comes in Times of India, and the book may not have been published, but you should not quote the Times of India and say that this is an excerpt from a book. I mean, that is ridiculous. So where does one draw the line on this? Now, if you have any cause of action, you have a cause of action against Penguin, you have a cause of action against Caravan, you have a cause of action against Print, you have a cause of action even against General Naravane if you feel that what he has written is factually incorrect. But to say that somebody, a leader of the opposition should not quote something which has already come out in multiple publications is ridiculous.
Okay.
I mean, how does it even make sense?
Okay.
I mean, the fact
At
that
that
we are
rate-
actually
at that
seriously
rate-
discussing this.
Yeah, at that rate,
No, no,
Dr.
then
Raman
you
is
should have
right.
cancelled.
Okay,
You
at
should
that
have
day-
cancelled
there is a
the
point that Dr. Raman is
publication
making.
license from all these publications.
Yeah,
You should have cancelled Penguin's
so
publisher license.
there is a point that Dr. Raman is making, and by that rate, the Bofors story would never have been reported because it first broke in Sweden on
Absolutely.
Swedish radio. So, fine. Let me just bring in Dr. Ranganathan. You disagree with this formulation. Why?
I do on a very, very lighter note, and I'm sure my dear friend Dr. Raman would take it lightly in the spirit of things. He only has to shout out from where he's sitting, does this violate the law? And the answer would come from his better half that yes, it does. If you violate a law, it doesn't matter how many conduits you use to violate it. If there is a law that has been broken, then the magazine that publishes the extract also breaks it. And another newspaper also breaks it.
Excuse
There is
me.
a chain of breaking the law. If the law has, and what is the law? The law says that till such time the defense ministry has not vetted something, it comes under 3 clauses. The Army Act, the Official Secrets Act, and the CCS pension rules. Now, you can have one person break that law, but if 5 people break it, you can't say, look, the law has been broken by 4 people, so it is legal. Sorry, that doesn't work,
Sorry.
at least
Yeah,
in this country.
I want to just
Now,
add
No,
to
no, no,
that.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
just want to
sorry.
add-
I'm sorry.
Rahul, can I come
I
in?
am
Dr. Raman.
quoting from, pardon me, I am quoting from a publication that is permitted to publish under the government of India. So tomorrow, if something comes in the Times of India and you say you cannot discuss it.
No, but
simply
sir,
because
no, hang on,
it has
hang on.
not
There
been
is,
approved.
no, hang on.
No,
Slander.
you cannot.
No, one second.
Okay,
I just want to come in because I have some
Have you-
experience
have you
here.
filed a case
Please,
against
one second.
Has an FIR been
Defamation laws, one second, please.
second.
1 second, everybody. Defamation laws are very clear and they apply to journalists and newspapers. If you pick up something unverified that has come out on somebody else's portal and run it on your own,
That gentleman is not
There is
disputing
vicarious-
it. The man who said
No,
it
no,
is
no.
not disputing it.
no,
And
he
said, "I didn't
is
say it."
saying we
doesn't
haven't
matter.
published it because it has
No.
never been published.
Can I
One-
give
one
one example?
second.
Okay,
Can I
okay,
give one
okay.
example?
Now, hang on. We are going down a rabbit hole, viewers.
As he
10
said, it
seconds.
is false.
10 seconds.
This
Rahul,
man
10
has
seconds.
quoted falsehood, which I never wrote in my book.
Okay, 1 second.
I'll
That
not
is
get-
immaterial, sir. That is immaterial. Doctor,
How is
very
it
quickly.
immaterial? This is
Okay.
ridiculous.
Okay,
one
Dr.
second.
Ranganathan, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, let me make it very clear. Let us say a military officer
Yeah.
publishes or sends to the publisher military formations.
Yes.
And those military formations in the write-up is being vetted by the defense ministry. You cannot say that the officer stands by those military formations. That has to be okayed by the defense ministry.
Yeah, so that is the procedure. So viewers, there are two questions here.
Let me
1 second, I
come-
need to move on, gentlemen. I need to move
material
on.
of
No,
public
I don't want to
domain
get stuck. I don't
is a
want to get stuck.
political point.
Okay,
And
okay.
that
I don't
is
want
the
to get
problem.
stuck.
It is
Fine.
not a military
Gentlemen,
secret.
gentlemen, save your
No, I
breath.
just want to add
There's
to
a
it.
lot more to talk about on this show. Please, 1 second, Ms. Ilmi. There's a lot to talk about on this show, and I want to move on to the next aspect of it. But I just want to say a couple of things. Viewers, look, the case that is going to be brought must be substantive and it should not be stunt. And to establish their bona fides, the government then must logically take it to the right forum, which is to the police and so forth. No, hang on, ma'am, please. I'm just leaving two questions. And on the other side, I think the opposition also needs to introspect a little bit. There are rules of parliamentary procedure and they must be followed. If they want Parliament to function and not be beset by dysfunction,